What's going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you again. This is from Bossip and the Bossip staff. And the title of this story is Two Alabama Chick-Fil-A workers indicted for allegedly diverting customer payments to their own bank accounts. Yes, let the scamming commence. Two Alabama Chick-fil-A workers have been indicted for allegedly diverting payments from the store into their personal bank accounts. When it comes to crime, especially cybercrime, those committing the atrocities always slip up and get caught for lack of attention to detail. One business that usually isn't involved in any of these crimes is Chick-fil-A, a fast food establishment known to many as the golden standard. Most of us feel guilty even cursing on the religious establishment soil, and with a reputation like that, it should be given that if you commit crimes on their land or in their establishment, they are definitely going to press charges and help police put you in jail for as long as possible. According to the reports from the Newsweek, two former Chick-fil-A workers must have missed this information and were indicted for allegedly diverting customer payments to their own bank accounts. In a statement, two former Chick-fil-A employees in Alabama have been charged with allegedly conspiring to defraud the company by diverting payments made at the fast food restaurant where they work directly into their own bank accounts. Larry James Black Jr., age 37, of Central Point, the former director of hospitality at Chick-fil-A in the Five Point area of Birmingham, and Joshua Daniel Powell, age 40, of Moody, a former manager at the same location, have been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and wire fraud. The Chick-fil-A employees use fraudulent emails and digital payment accounts to trick the customers and divert payments for fast food orders and other restaurant sales into their accounts, which were under their personal control. According to the 16-count indictment announced in a joint statement issued Wednesday by the U.S. Prim F. Espinoza. If I said that wrong, I apologize. I apologize for butchering their last name. And the Secret Service Special Agent in charge, Patrick M. Davis. During this time, Black is also alleged to have made a series of fraudulent representations to financial institutions, including a mortgage loan he applied for in January of 2020. Back to the article, it says stealing from the employer is dumb. Lying to the bank you're placing the stolen money in is just dumb. The amount of time will come from these cases is going to be astronomical. Plus, everyone should know any deposit into an account over a certain amount is reported to the IRS, which is always investigating everything. Rookie mistakes still receive veteran sentences in court. Okay? So, this is basically basically what happened. I'm gonna see if I can get this video to work, and we're gonna come back with the commentary.
Two former Birmingham Chick-fil-A employees have been indicted on federal fraud and wire fraud charges. The federal grand jury on Tuesday issued a 16-count indictment against Larry James Black Jr., 37, of Center Point, and Joshua Daniel Powell, 40, of Moody. Black was the former director of hospitality at Chick-fil-A 5 Points South, and Powell was the former manager at the same restaurant. A joint statement by Northern District of Alabama U.S. Attorney Prim Escalona and U.S. Secret Service Special Agent in charge Patrick M. Davis says they are charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and wire fraud. Additionally, Black was also charged with bank fraud and misuse of a social security number. According to the indictment, Black and Powell devised and implemented a scheme to divert hundreds of thousands of dollars in customer payments between April 2018 and January 2020. Black and Powell used fraudulent email and digital payment accounts to trick customers and divert payments for catering orders and other restaurant sales to bank accounts under their personal control. Before and during that time period, Black is also alleged to have made a series of fraudulent representations to financial institutions. In January 2020, for example, Black applied for a mortgage loan. In connection with his loan application, Black forged payroll records and made misrepresentations regarding his income from the Chick-fil-A franchise. The indictment states Black also provided a fictitious social security number to banks and credit unions where he held accounts. Ultimately, proceeds from the scheme to defraud Chick-fil-A 5 points were deposited into accounts at these same financial institutions. If convicted, Black and Powell face a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and a maximum of 20 years in prison for wire fraud. Black also faces a maximum of 30 years in prison for bank fraud and a maximum of 5 years in prison for misuse of a social security number. The U.S. Secret Service Cyber Fraud Task Force investigated the case, which Assistant U.S. Attorney Edward J. Cantor is prosecuting.
Now, y'all just heard that, and y'all already know what it is. Them boys about to go down. You hear what I'm saying to you? Um, man, I hope it was worth it, man. But and it's during the pandemic, the pandemia. Not a good look, fellas. You know, I mean, it's other options out here. You don't have to go and do that, man. Um, taking advantage of a already fragile and broken system is never a good thing. So, um, it is what it is. I think that, I mean, judging by it, I don't know. I would have to look into the case a little bit more. It seems pretty cut and dry. These gentlemen did it. I would love to see what their defense is going to be. So I'm going to hold most of my commentary or my opinion until that happens. But nevertheless, don't steal from your job, man. Don't don't do that. You know what I mean? I mean, I mean, when the feds get involved, that's a automatic felony. So it is what it is. But I would like to hear what you have to say out there. Please drop down in the comments as always and let me know how you feel about this story and any other story that I have done. Also, I am taking stories for the channel so I can tell the stories and maybe give some advice. You know, who knows? If you do want to send in the story or have a question for me, you can find my email in the description. But until then, you guys, I will talk to you another time. Take care.